All right, what's up, everybody? We are here to discuss the movies that we watched in the month of October. So we're going to each give our top five, and I guess I'll start it off. My number 5 favorite movie that we watched, Sangre, by my favorite filmmaker, Alejandro Jodorowsky. It's a different type of horror movie, especially the first half. It becomes more of a slasher later on, but even that's unique. Only complaint I have really about the movie is the music at times. It's weirds me out, but that might be part of it. That might have been intentional.
My number 5, The Exorcist. Really great acting, amazing special effects for the time, great directing. I thought it was a scary movie too, like a really scary movie. My number 5, The Exorcist.
So my 4th favorite movie from the month of October that we watched was Suspiria. Unlike Sangre, the music takes it up, and finally being able to see it on the big screen made it such an awesome experience. Thanks to the Beverly Theater, we watched a lot of horror movies. They had such an amazing lineup of horror movies.
Number 4, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A very, very frightening movie, and just crazy too, and just like scary. I mean, that chase scene, and then when she's finally safe, then it's revealed that they're cannibals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a very crazy, but like very frightening movie, but not as crazy as like Sangre.
Yeah, different type of crazy.
Yeah.
So my 3rd favorite movie that we watched in October was Hereditary, which is probably my favorite horror movie of like the last 2 decades. It's so unsettling. The little details, all throughout the movie makes it such a great movie, especially on a rewatch.
My number 3, Halloween. Amazing score.
Wait, which Halloween?
The first Halloween. Amazing score. Scary. It's an overall amazing movie.
My number 2 was one you've already said, The Exorcist. This is the 50th anniversary. It came out in 1973. It's amazing how much holds up and how shocking it must have been at that time, both seeing what you saw, but also the dialogue and just the transformation of that poor girl. It had to have been just so shocking. Like, we've seen, it's so part of our pop culture now that we know about the spitting the soup and the head spinning and different things, but like, I just can't imagine going in and watching that movie not knowing anything. That would have, you know what I'm saying? Like, thinking about that, It's superb filmmaking. The light through the fog or the mist or whatever when he's standing outside, it's an iconic image, iconic music, iconic scenes. So what's your number 2?
My number 2, Psycho. It's an amazing movie. Like, I don't know why I've seen it like 4 times, and it's still one of the best movies I've ever seen. And it's realistic too, kind of like, it's like, even though it's like split personalities, it's a realistic movie, and how the fear overcomes her, and she starts thinking things and seeing things, and I really love the movie a lot.
You watched it. I didn't see it last month, so that's why you might be saying, "Oh, why didn't Chris put it there?" Because I didn't watch it last month. I've obviously seen it before, and we've watched it before, but I didn't watch it last month. And in fact, before we get to our number 1s, let's talk about all the other movies that didn't make the top 5. Emery saw every movie that I saw. So every movie that I saw was with him. But there were additional movies like Psycho that I didn't see.
And Halloween.
So, like Halloween. So what we're going to do now is Emery's going to go through. I might have something to say, I might not. So Emery, what were some of the other movies?
Sangre. It's a very colorful and horrifying movie. Double Indemnity. I watched it in film studies. A Nightmare on Elm Street. One of the scariest movies ever, just not being able to escape, and when you fall asleep, he's there. Yeah.
Oh, and I guess I should be saying, so Double Indemnity and Nightmare on Elm Street, I did not see them last month. I have obviously seen them before, but didn't watch those.
Sleepy Hollow. It was a very dark and amusing movie, and great acting too. I was surprised.
And so I'll jump in on the ones that I did see. It is like you hear Sleepy Hollow and you think Johnny Depp and it's from the 90s, but it's Tim Burton, and it's great. They built that town, the atmosphere. It's so atmospheric, just like how Beetlejuice is good, and the Tim Burton, he creates this world. He has a vision, like an Alejandro Jodorowsky, and it is an awesome movie.
Yep, sleeper pick.
Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow pick.
Dracula Untold, I actually thought it was a really great movie.
Yeah, that one surprised me.
Yeah, it was very entertaining, good acting. I thought decent CGI too, and good cinematography too.
It was okay. I mean, it surprised me. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't great, but it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be.
I get that. Phantasm, it was cool because we saw that in the movie theater and had the writer or the director say stuff afterwards.
Yeah, it was a Q&A. Again, thanks to the Beverly. They had Don Coscarelli there answering questions. He was cool. It was awesome. So it was cool to see the movie. I'd seen it before, but never on the big screen. And then to have him there afterwards, so awesome. Beverly, man, just killing it here in Las Vegas.
Hereditary, great acting, slow burn too, very scary. Conjuring.
The Conjuring, yes.
I think it deals with everything right for that type of horror it deals with, like ghost stories. I'm not as big of a fan as that for like slashers, but I think it did really well with that.
Yeah. You're not as big a fan of the paranormal stuff, but okay. I liked it better this time. Did we see that where did we see that?
Library.
That's what I thought. Saw it at the library. Shout out to public libraries.
Yep. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Yep.
Very, very funny movie.
The chainsaw scene.
Yeah, Friday the 13th, part 3. I think it's the best one of all of them. And I just think it's a very memorable with the first time he used the hockey mask and the farmhouse. And like the setting, I think is very memorable and has some very memorable scenes like with the harpoon. That's why I think it's one of the best, if not the best, of the Friday the 13th, in my opinion.
That was one you watched on your own. Seen it before. We watched it, but okay.
Yeah. Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah. Very funny. Great movie. Notorious. Great acting, great plot. Not many nobody moments though, I thought. Cabin in the Woods. It references other horror movies. Great horror movies. It references the great ones.
It's very meta.
Saw. Really good movie. Great twist.
You saw what?
Saw X. Spoiler.
That's
nice.
Yeah.
It was well made, scary.
That's the new chapter 1, which is awesome with the kids.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Who?
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh.
The original one. I thought it had really good pace and there was like no filler parts. It was just, just what you needed to see. And great acting and well made too. Zombieland. Great acting, and I like the rules too. I think that was really cool how they
I knew you would like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like how every single time that would happen, they said they showed the rules, and I thought that was really cool.
And Bill Murray.
Yeah. Jennifer's Body, which I was surprised about that too, or like I was surprised about liking that. Great acting, and I liked how it was full of ambiguities at the end, and how you really didn't know what happened.
Saw that at the Beverly.
True Grit. It was funny, had good pacing, good acting.
And that's the newer Coen Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Which is a movie that I've never seen. So you've now seen a Coen Brothers movie that I've never seen.
That's cool. Evil Dead 2. It was very gory, fun, entertaining.
I totally forgot you watched that.
Ringu. That was the first movie we saw, and it just did.
At the Beverly.
Up. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
for the month of October.
yeah.
And we just happened to see it. Yeah, because the night before we saw Caligari.
Yep. The Craft. It was good. Better in the first half, I thought.
You thought the second half was better than the first half?
Better in the first half.
Oh, it was
you
better.
You thought it was better in the second half.
Did I?
Yeah. Friday the 13th, we saw it on Friday the 13th in the Beverly. Really loud. But I just thought the atmosphere was amazing there. And,
yeah. It was great, like you said. Yeah. Watching Friday the 13th, on Friday the 13th, in a packed movie theater with loud surprises. It was so much fun.
Hausu?
Hausu? Yeah, that was a crazy movie.
Yeah, weird, vibrant, crazy. I think crazier than Santa Sangre.
It's hard to argue that, so definitely recommend Hausu.
Watermelons.
Yeah.
We Have a Ghost. Typical Netflix movie. Typical Netflix movie.
Yeah, that was if they'd have just stayed at the house instead of the road trip. You remember I was like interested in that part, but the whole and acting by Hopper from Stranger Things, communicating without verbally, what a great job of just using his face expressions, and that was good.
The Munsters,
the Rob Zombie.
I didn't think that was that good of a movie.
That was a tough thing to do because it's in color,
But most of the jokes they tried to say were not funny at all, and it made it worse.
That's the thing.
And there were so many like jokes that the dude would say.
It's so hard because it was trying to be the style of jokes that worked in like the 60s sitcom without the laugh track.
Yeah.
It was a whole movie. That's a tough. I'm not sure I could sit through it again, but
Insidious Chapter 3.
I don't even remember.
It was with that one girl that got like put in a wheelchair because of that one dude, like that dude with like the guy who coughed.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty forgettable movie. All right, you ready to hear what my number one favorite movie? Now you know what it is, don't you?
No, because you didn't say anything about the movies. Like, you didn't see what I'm saying? Like, you didn't say what you watched, so I don't know what was missing there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
My number one doesn't mean it was the best movie, but how much I love this movie and the experience. Young Frankenstein.
Really?
I've seen it so many times, but never have I seen it in a movie theater before. Thank you to the Beverly. So I'd never been in such a crowd with different people laughing at different parts of the movie until finally by the end, everybody was like in a good mood, laughing at most of the things going on because there's so many different types of comedy in Young Frankenstein, whether it be physical comedy, puns, every type of comedy is represented, and different people like different types of comedy. And so it was like a smattering of laughter, a smattering, but by the end, everybody was into it. Every single cast member is awesome and perfect for the role. It's probably in my top 5 comedies of all time. It's near perfect. And because we got to watch it in the movie theater, that was my number one best experience, favorite movie watching experience of the last month. Young Frankenstein. Yeah. All right. Now I'm trying to think what I haven't heard from you to try to figure out what your number one is. And I'm just going to have to be surprised. What was your favorite movie from last month?
My number one favorite movie from last month, Suspiria.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
The soundtrack, the score is amazing. Maybe the best in any horror movie. Which, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Exorcist. I thought it's a very colorful movie, had amazing lighting, great cinematography, great acting, great plot, good cast. The score is so amazing. And just the lighting and the colorfulness, or like the color that they use with the lighting, with the sound, like the score, and like the character's movement, it's amazing.
Wow, that is so cool. We would love to hear what you guys think about the top 5 movies we watched or any of the other movies that we watched. We'd love to hear your opinion on those movies, but also what movies did you watch in October. Until next time.
Bye.